Are you fucking Count Chocula?
Maybe. Wait, no.
He's a registered pedophile.
No.
Yes,
Count
he
Chocula?
is. Count Chocula is a registered pedophile.
How is Count Chocula a pedophile?
I don't know, but that's how we're going to start. Hello there.
Hello there.
Welcome to the show. My name is Enzo, your humble host. Joining me today is the co-host with the most BDB, aka Meatman, Bruno.
Those are way too many names, but hi everyone.
Yeah, we're just slowly gonna.
Am I gonna have like a Street Fighter name? Where there's like the name
Zangief?
No. I mean how they name the games where it's like Street Fighter, and then there's like Ultra Street Fighter, Super Ultra Street Fighter, Super Ultra Mega Street Fighter, or whatever the fuck they do.
Turbo Edition?
Yeah. I don't want.
Yeah, you are.
Oh no.
I don't want it. That was.
Why was that like Hungarian Jon Snow?
I don't know. Ugh, yikes. This, you guys, is a podcast about everything nerd culture and about nothing at all. Kind of a shoot the shit, feel good. We called it once the fast food of podcasts.
We did?
Yeah, we did. I was going back listening to some of that, seeing how we need to tweak the audio.
Oh, okay.
We called it the fast food of podcasts, and I was like,
I'd say that's still pretty accurate.
Yeah.
But what fast food are we?
No, we've had this discussion.
Oh, we did?
Yeah. Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A?
Yeah, we're not Five Guys.
Yeah.
But we're pretty good.
Pretty good. Yeah, that's fair.
No ego attached at all. We're fucking amazing, you guys. Alrighty then. This podcast is a weekly podcast we do every Thursdays. You can get it on your favorite feeds. We're talking the YouTubes, Spotify's, Apple Podcasts. I still haven't done Google because I'm a lazy piece of shit.
Will he ever get around to it?
Nope, because I'm still a piece of garbage.
I knew you'd find a way to throw that in.
Oh yeah, fucking love that video. That entire dude, that dude's channel is amazing. But if you didn't want to wait till Thursdays and you wanted to get it 2 days early, say maybe on a Tuesday, Bruno, where would you go?
You would go to patreon.com/GamesTechMN. That's GAMESTECHMM.
Because it definitely sounded like you said an N at the very last. Games Tech MN. But it's MM. For games, technology, movies, and more.
More.
I really need to work on that echo effect.
So that you can do that?
Let's see if I can play around with it now.
Oh, God.
Games, technology, movies, and...
Good start.
Wow.
We've managed to ruin people's eardrums within a span of what?
No.
Not even 5 minutes?
I'm going to edit it, make sure we don't.
Oh,
yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Well, you could, so you could get the podcast 2 days early by going to patreon.com/GamesTechMM, where you can get bonus perks for certain tiers. All tiers, well, not all tiers start at $1, but our tiers start at $1.
Yes, they do.
Where you get this ad-free access, plus you get our bonus podcast, Free Ballin'. That is our weekly podcast we do that comes out every Friday. You get that one a week early. So Free Ballin' is more of a comedy podcast. It's where, like, if you want to hear us do this dumb shit constantly and like not,
but about like anything.
Oh man, we touch on so many things.
Yeah, they aren't always
the Kevin Spacey of podcasts is what Free Ballin' is.
I don't want it. I don't want it.
No, it's let's not call that the yikes, bad marketing.
Yeah, you think?
He was Lex Luthor at one point in time before he touched boys.
Move on.
Okay. Yeah. So, anyways, although, like, if you think about it, no, like being dead serious, there's always like a, well, what if in Hollywood, where it's like, there was no, like, remember George Takei was accused of some of that shit.
Yeah, that's true. And everyone just didn't acknowledge it.
They didn't acknowledge it, but with Kevin Spacey, they had to acknowledge it because
his
God damn it, what is his name?
who?
Fucking kid off Star Trek, TNG, Next Generation.
Will Wheaton.
Will Wheaton. Because
Will Wheaton.
God damn it, I hate you. Yeah, Will Wheaton was like, yeah, no, he totally grabbed my dick. That was totally a child at a Hollywood party. And no one's brain went, no, that's horrible. That's horrific. I'm not saying there's no endorsements there. However, no one's brain was like, why was a child at a Hollywood party? I'm not saying it didn't happen. I most definitely believe it did. Why was a child that's just bad parenting.
Yeah. I mean, but there's kind of a history with that with child actors, right? For a good bit of them.
Apparently. I don't like deep diving into that shit. It creeps me out, man.
Yeah. It just makes me...
No, thank you.
It just makes me like really
Gross.
upset and like kind of wish that we didn't, sometimes force kids into the spotlight like that. I mean, naturally, I don't want anyone forced into the spotlight.
Hey, listen.
Yes.
For a profit, we could do just about anything. Depends on how much money you're throwing on there.
Although, because I found a way to introduce this, so fuck you, because I'm going to do it anyway. Although some of the best child actors ever were in a little small film series called Harry Potter. And that's all I have to say about that.
I thought we would go one fucking week without mentioning fucking Harry Potter.
I thought so too.
That malignant fucking cancer of a series. Ugh. Why do you do this to me? All right. Well,
you want to get on to the news
to
that we have?
to the topics
Yeah.
in our news? No. First, I want to plug. You can reach me at Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. Everything's at GamesTechMM. DM Bruno your dick pics.
I still don't want them. I never did. This is a dumb joke.
DM Bruno your dick pics.
I don't want it.
As long as you mention Harry Potter once an episode, I will mention that on everything we do.
You're going to mention it even if I don't mention Harry Potter, so what does it matter?
This is true. His DMs are still open, you guys.
Don't send me anything.
Don't do it from your regular accounts. Don't get banned.
Don't send me anything at all. Ever.
Talk to me, you guys. I like talking to people.
Oh, I like
This is why
talking
we
to
do
people
this.
for sure.
So send Bruno your dick pics. Anyways,
No,
Bruno,
no,
what
no,
is
no,
your
no,
first
no.
your first thing you wanted to talk about?
All right, fine. I guess we'll just go into it. Fuck you. First thing I have was, I think some of the biggest news for entertainment, specifically movies, from the week was Robert Pattinson's Batman. We got our first look at that. His bat suit.
Goddamn, was it sexy?
It was so beautiful. Ooh. And I just want to take a little
fucking chiseled jaw.
Little breakdown of what we saw in that. It starts off with it's out of focus shot. And you see like a figure walk into this dark red lit room. And then it focuses and you see it's Batman. And they he gets close. You don't really see the full suit. You just see about kind of chest up. And that's about it. You see a piece of his cowl. You don't see like the ears, so we don't really know what those look like, which I know is a big deal for some people, especially because they could be the really long ones, or they could be shorter, whatever. I know there's like a bunch of people really just kind of like, oh my god.
Now the long ones are typically a little more indicative of a Batman who's a little more crazy, right?
Yeah, I'd say for the most part, probably.
And a lot of people took umbrage with the bat symbol. Can you get into that a little bit?
Yeah, so the bat symbol on his chest is made from the gun that killed his parents, which everyone, of course, knows about from Batman. If you don't know that, well, they've watched at least one movie that has Batman in it. It doesn't even have to be a Batman movie, and they'll probably show his parents die at least 3 times within one movie.
Doesn't even have to be a Batman movie.
It doesn't.
That's great.
Batman vs. Superman was technically not a Batman solo movie, and you see his parents' death at least 4 times. It's annoying.
Why did you say their name?
Martha. You have to save Martha. God damn it.
It's awful. It's really bad.
Yeah. Anyways, yes. Bat symbol made of said gun that killed the Waynes, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it reminds me of how there was one comic where it talked about how Batman took the gun that killed his parents, melted it down, and made it into like a little plate that he put under his suit that was meant to like be bulletproof so that he could have some more protection. And I thought that was really cool because I also think, I mean, the number one thing that most people should know about Batman, I guess, is the bat symbol is the most heavily armored part of his armor.
So some people want to be upset that he's wearing. I saw one tweet that was like, the bat symbol's made of the gun that killed his parents. That's really, really weird. And I was like, Batman's fucking
inherently weird.
Yeah.
You know what else is really weird? The fact that a fucking dude would dress up like a bat and fight criminals. But we allow that part of it.
Yeah.
So like,
yeah, that's true.
Out of all the weird shit in Batman, that's the thing that you're going to gripe about. So I think it's just dumb to point out things like that and say that they're weird because there's so much within Batman that you could point out and make fun of and whatever. But I think that's actually really cool and it adds a lot to this version of Batman because we've never seen any of the other live action Batman do this. So I think it's really cool. I also like the style of the bat symbol, how it's indicative of his first appearance where there's no ears on the bat. And the shape is very similar to that as well, which is why I'm thinking that's why we haven't seen the ears on it, because they could also be very similar to that as well, where they kind of pointed outward a bit, like an actual bat would, I imagine.
I kind of hope not. I feel like that's gonna look really weird.
It will. That's why I don't think that's what it'll be, but I just am curious to see what we get with that. I noticed the collar on his cape as well, very indicative of that same first appearance. It had the collar on the cape as well.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Feel that.
It looks like a really nice batsuit. It's a nice blend of like the armor and like regular materials because it looks like his cowl looks more like cloth leathery. Probably with armor padding of some sort, but
how
it
cool would it be if they did like the Batman that was God damn it.
Which one?
The one that took place in like it was steampunk.
Oh, Gotham by Gaslight?
Dude, Gotham by Gaslight.
Yeah, that one was really cool.
Dope.
I like that one.
How cool would it be if they did that?
I don't know. I think that would be really cool just to see.
Yeah.
So I think the interesting Batman stories like that and Ninja Batman and all those ones, I think if we saw more stuff like that, it would be so cool because those ones are really good.
I want Keanu for Ninja Batman.
Keanu for Ninja Batman?
Yes.
I think that would be cool. Who would play Joker? For like that weird, crazy Japanese style.
Tom Cruise.
Tom
He is
Cruise?
the last samurai.
No, I don't want it. Once again.
Yo, do you remember the fucking Paul Mooney bit from Chappelle's Show?
No, I don't.
He goes on this bit where he's like Tom Cruise is as the last samurai is like having a movie titled The Last N-Word on Earth starring Tom Hanks. And it was great, dude. We'll have to pull up that clip after.
Yeah, that sounds really funny.
Dude,
I don't remember a lot of the skits from that show.
Oh, it's so good.
Maybe it's because I was really young when I watched it.
Dude.
So my memory was not great.
I've met younger people who have no idea who the fuck Dave Chappelle is.
Yeah, and that's blasphemous. It is blasphemous. You have to know who Dave Chappelle is. Like, period. I don't care who you are. You should know who Dave Chappelle is. There's like of comedy and comedians that do specific like skits and things like that. There are definitely some that you should know. I think number one has to be Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, it kind of has to be. But hey, who knows? By the way, to side note, because I can hear it right now. Audio is a little bit wonky. In the couple coming weeks, audio is going to be fixed because we're going to actually get like acoustic foam in here and sound treat the room. Yeah,
not the greatest right now. So apologies.
No, it's not. We're kind of
we're
kind of working with what we got. Get over it, Jesus Christ. No, I'm not taking that.
I know. We love y'all. Thank you for listening. For those that do.
Yes.
We will definitely try to make this as pristine as we can for your auditorial enjoyment.
Damn, you just straight up fuck you. You fucking pieces of shit. You fucking bitches. Dude, have you ever noticed like Twitch streamers who treat their chat like that are like the most successful ones?
I don't watch Twitch for the specific reason of avoiding people who are just awful.
No. They're not. When they're like, when they just treat their audience with like this mutual.
No, I don't mean the streamers. I mean chat. When the chat's awful.
Oh, chat's always awful. It's Twitch.
Yeah, but I'd
Speaking
rather
of which,
not.
I don't have a streaming schedule, so follow me on Twitch to get notifications. I don't know.
Yeah, you'll get one maybe once every.
Sometimes it'll be once a week. Sometimes it'll
maybe
be
once a year. Who knows? Who really knows?
Sometimes it'll be 3 times in a week. I don't fucking know. I fucking hate. I don't like streaming.
Yeah, I know.
But like, it's really fun when I do it. But it feels like I should be doing other stuff. Yeah, it's whatever. It's a tangent.
Yeah. Do you want to move forward?
What's your next story?
So this next one, I'll probably do 2 separate ones and put them into one, just because there's not too much to talk about. I guess we could, but we'll see. So the next thing I have is the Cassian Andor Disney Plus series that they have is supposed to be starting its filming this year, apparently, and I think that's pretty cool that we're finally getting some more news about it. Of course, Diego Luna still being Cassian Andor naturally. K2SO is going to be in it with Alan
explain
Tudyk
who
still.
Cassian Andor is.
So for those who don't know, if you haven't seen Star Wars Rogue One, which you should, it's one of the best Star Wars movies in my opinion. It's one of the best movies.
It is the best Star Wars movie, aside from Empire. Yeah.
But it's really good. He plays a captain in the Rebel Alliance, and the cool thing about his character is there are parts where he's given orders that go against what you probably would do or expect of the rebels, but you know, it really does show the chain of command and how that would work in an actual war setting, especially in Star Wars, which we'd never see ever. So I wonder if we're going to see more things like that.
A little bit closer, a little bit louder.
And he's getting his own show for Disney Plus, and no real indication of who else is going to be in it other than just him, K2SO, probably some of the other rebels from Rogue One, but maybe not prominently featured. And so I'm just excited to see it because I really liked the character in the movie, and I can't wait to see more of him.
I just want more K2.
Yeah, Alan Tudyk's K2 is really good.
Yeah, like, I really...
Easily my favorite Star Wars droid. Like, of the main droids that they have.
I don't know. There was that one droid.
Which one?
The fucking dark BB-8.
BB-9E.
BB-9E. That droid was fucking BB-8.
No, I don't want it.
It was dope.
Once again, I don't want it.
I liked it.
I didn't like it.
I think it was the best addition to the new Battlefront.
It was better than BB-8. BB-9E is better than BB-8.
Well, then I stand corrected. BB-8 was the best addition to the new Battlefront.
No, but you're allowed to have wrong opinions. No, but okay. I saw a dude get like a 48 kill streak as BB-9E, and I was like, I don't know how the fuck you do it.
I saw someone do a Baby Yoda mod on BB-8.
Yeah, I saw that one too.
That dude was wrecking shit.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit. That's fucking intense.
I just want Baby Yoda in it now.
That's not going to happen.
No, it won't. Mm-hmm. But I'm also, wondering what they'll do with any of the Mandalorian stuff for Battlefront, if they'll put any of it in there at all.
They probably won't.
Probably not, but
nah.
It'd be cool to see some of the planets, at the very least, as maps. But they won't. Because they only are sticking to the eras of prequel, sequel, originals. And they've barely added anything for the originals in so long. But I think they have an update planned for that where they're going to put some of those maps in their capital supremacy mode and give them some more light because they have none at all.
Huh.
But anyway, yeah, back to the Cassian Andor show.
Yeah.
I said I'll probably, like I said, I'm going to mold 2 into 1 and also talk about Harrison Ford said that Indiana Jones 5 will probably start filming in a few months. So I believe roughly around April.
A little bit louder. Yeah.
Yeah. So around April is when they will probably start shooting the movie. I don't know what it's about. I don't think there's any real story details given. But we'll see. It's been a while since we've had an Indiana Jones movie.
It's gonna be about aliens.
I don't want it to be about aliens. I thought that was dumb. That was the best part about Indiana Jones. Is you
I thought Indiana Jones 4 was the best one.
Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Yes.
It had good moments.
I fucking hate you. For once, just be triggered by what I say.
No, I don't get triggered easily. I'm not you. God. If you guys...
Are you calling me a fucking snowflake? You fucking you inept bitch. Are you calling me a snowflake?
Kinda.
I know what you're trying to do. I know what you're trying to do.
You know I could do it, and you know how I could do it.
Okay. All right. So Indiana Jones 5, we don't now you were okay, so in all seriousness, jokes aside, we were talking about we don't know if Shia LaBeouf is tied to this project or not, which spoilers, if you haven't seen fucking Kingdom of the Crystal Skull or whatever the fuck that fucking abortion of a movie was called. They very much allude to at the end of the movie.
Oh yeah,
he's
supposed to be the next Indiana Jones.
So it's just kind of like, what do you mean Harrison Ford's tied to it?
Literally ended with him grabbing his hat
Yeah.
at the wedding, and then he grabs it from him, kind of like not yet.
No.
Next time, baby.
Next time.
I mean, for all we know, if Shia LaBeouf is tied into this, it could be his time to maybe be Indiana Jones, like at some part during the movie, or maybe he's just more. Maybe they can make some plot device where he's like he didn't want to go the same route, whatever. I don't know. All I know is that
fucking knows.
All I know is Indiana Jones is old as shit now, because he was old as shit by the time the fourth movie was around, and so doing another one after that one, he can only get older. How is he still doing this shit?
Dude, look at fucking Stallone and Schwarzenegger.
No, I don't mean Harrison Ford. I mean, like, actually, the Indiana Jones, the character. How the fuck are you still doing this?
Do you not remember Rambo?
No, I remember Rambo.
And then the Expendables? Wasn't the entire point of that movie like, oh, we should be in diapers, but we're gonna go kill people. But that's
believable when you look at Stallone.
Yeah, Stallone is jacked.
Yeah, not so much for Harrison Ford.
Shit. Stallone is
and I love Harrison Ford. Don't get me wrong.
You know what I love? Stallone. Do you know what his first on-screen appearance was?
No, what was it? What is it?
Why'd you roll your eyes? I feel like you know then.
No, I don't know, but I feel like it's gonna be something I wish I hadn't known.
He went by like the Stallion or some shit like that. It was a porno.
I knew it. How did I know? I mean, that seems like
you've never seen that porno.
Why would I want to?
I'm gonna send you the link later.
I don't want it.
By the way,
you said that so much this episode. There's just so much that I don't want. I sound like a whiny little bitch, which I guess is fair.
I was gonna joke around and say links in the description, but we'll get
yeah. Don't do that.
Permabanned.
Now I gotta try not to say I don't want it because I don't want to sound like a whiny bitch. It's too late though.
I can't wait till this podcast goes video.
Oh, he winked. I'm not gonna say what he's doing now. Just know it's not good.
Harrison Ford's old as shit, and
yeah,
I don't know how I feel about this. So you were saying something that I didn't really know because I'm not like a huge film dude. You were saying that like Spielberg is so committed to continuity that he wouldn't recast Shia LaBeouf's character.
No, I don't think he would. And that's not necessarily like a fact about Spielberg or anything. It's just, I don't think from the Spielberg movies I've ever seen, it seems like he's managed to get some people in them sometimes to where you can't unsee them in that role. And I think he's aware of some of those roles that he's cast, especially because it'd be different if it wasn't Shia LaBeouf, I guess. If it wasn't someone that was pretty big at that time and who's still technically pretty big, just not in the same light, even though, you know, he has been getting back into film. He wrote and directed The Peanut Butter Falcon, And then he also
What the fuck did you just say?
the movie.
What the fuck is the Peanut Butter Falcon?
It's a movie he did. He did 2 movies last year. Peanut Butter Falcon, and then the other one, I believe the other one was
bullshit.
The other one was Honey Boy, which he was in Honey Boy. He wasn't in Peanut Butter Falcon.
No. I do not accept.
They're supposed to be really good movies.
Peanut Butter Falcon and Honey Boy sounds like a 2-disc DVD combo that as a child I would have been in FYE looking around trying to grab this thing, making sure none of the employees saw me. For those of you who are a little bit too young for that reference, we used to not have the intranets, and therefore there was no free porno. You had to go to like movie stores and take risk everything.
A risk everything type of move. Yeah.
How many times am I going to bring up porn on this podcast?
I mean, you've done it twice, just in this episode. So we'll see.
I mentioned it earlier too, I think.
You did?
I don't remember.
See, it just kind of melds into the conversation at this point to where you can't notice.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I suppose there are stranger things to be discussed.
Ooh, smooth segue. And on that note, I will mention Stranger Things Season 4 got a teaser. Not a full trailer, but it's a 50-second teaser. It's on YouTube. It's on their socials. The cast members themselves have posted it. So you can probably find it anywhere that you find anything related to Stranger Things. And starts off with just a wide shot of snow. And it kind of goes in a bit. And then you see we're in the Soviet Union era Russia. And you see a bunch of Soviets with their guns, and they look, very gruff and mean. As
we're not doing a novella of the fucking what's the TLDR?
They're building some sort of like train track, could be for some device for the Upside Down. At the end, you see Jim Hopper. He's alive. No one was fucking surprised by that. At least I wasn't. And I've read all the comments on the YouTube video, and everyone was pretty much talking about how they were not surprised that he was alive, and everyone knew that he was alive. Because, shit.
Yeah. I don't watch this fucking show, but yeah.
You should. It's really good.
I can't.
Seasons 1, 2, and 3 are of course, on Netflix. Check them out if you haven't.
I don't hate all things, you guys, by the way. I can't watch stuff with... I can't really relate to stuff with kids in it. I never have. It's always been awful for me.
You old piece of shit. You old man.
And well, it's because I'm 70. So.
Yeah. Truth. But, yeah.
Can't wait till we get video. They're like, God damn, he looks good for 70. Not a day over 50.
Yeah, so you see Hopper at the end. He's alive. I would say well, but he doesn't look like he's doing too well. Looks a little beat up. He's got a buzzed head now. And
he's in Soviet Russia.
He's in Soviet Russia.
Out with Snowden?
No. Because it's, of course, before that.
So he's hanging out with Snowden.
And he
Don't
looks
have
like
time travel in this show?
No. Not once. The time travel's the one thing they haven't done with the sci-fi aspect of it.
That's because it creates a bunch of loopholes that you don't...
And it's kind of lazy, in my opinion.
Side note. God damn it. I'm gonna hate myself. Here we go. It's just like taking medicine. One of the few people who did time travel well was Harry Potter.
Oh, for the time turner?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was really well thought through.
You wish you hadn't said that, did you?
No, not really. So in all seriousness, all jokes aside, the one problem that I do have with people who introduce time travel is there's never like any parameters for this time travel. And in this one, it was just so well done in Harry Potter. It was fucking
do you remember
Azkaban,
which?
Right?
Oh, I was just about to ask you. Do you remember which one? And you got it. It's almost like you're a secret Harry Potter fan.
Moving on.
Yes, moving on, because that's all there is to talk about pretty much for Stranger Things 4. So I'll move into the last thing I have, which is the Final Fantasy VII cinematic that was released.
Oh, it was so sexy.
It's a 5-minute long cinematic. I wish it was longer. I honestly wish we just had the game at this point. But hey, April. Fucking April. Anyways.
It was beautiful.
It was. It's so good. It shows off.
April 10th, by the way, is when that game comes out.
Yes.
Fucking play the fuck out of it.
Yes, for sure. But we see some pretty cool things in this cinematic. We see City of Midgar, and it's nice and sunny and shit. And then immediately gets turned, dark, dreary, gloomy, as it should.
Yeah, it's just like almost a shot for shot remake of the opening cinematic to Final Fantasy VII. I think it is a shot for shot.
Yeah, I think so.
It's beautiful. Go on YouTube and watch it.
And then you see, train. You see the soldier, and then no, I don't mean you see them on the train. I mean they're by the train during like the first part of the mission where they all get off, and you see Barrett. He like tells them like come down or whatever. I forget what he says. But something like, hey, come down, you mercenary, something like that. And then you see my main man, Cloud Strife, do a fucking flip off of this train, and he has the big-ass Buster Sword in hand, and he fucking puts it on his back.
Cloud Strife is now transgendered, okay?
No. I don't.
Like we've mentioned, I think we mentioned in another episode, people are going to be, I can't wait to see their reaction. It's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, but,
yeah, it's really good. Go on YouTube and watch that
awesome.
because it's like a 5-minute clip.
It's worth watching.
Really good.
It definitely made me be like, "Fuck, I want to play this game now." Which I think any trailer, cinematic, whatever for any game, movie, or anything should make you want to have it as soon as you can.
Speaking of which,
they did that.
There will be a demo.
Yes,
that comes out at some point. We don't really have anything for that, but we do know there's going to be a demo because. There was like I forget where it was. It was leaked that there's going to be a demo. Do you have anything else to touch on?
Nope, that's all I got. What do you got?
I got a lot of shit. And a lot of it goes in depth. So some of this we're not going to share our thoughts and feelings on per se, but I'm going to get into the first story. So the DICE Summit happened this week in Las Vegas. There were some people that said some things, naturally. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about is Disney wants more developers to make games like Spider-Man and Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, according to a GameSpot article. So, let's talk about this for a minute. Sean Shoptaw, I don't know how to say this dude's name.
Shoptaw?
Shoptaw.
I guess.
That was really fucking with me.
That's how I would say it.
That sounds like the most country name ever. So, he said, quote, "I'm here for one specific reason, to empower you to do really unique things with our catalog. We want to tap into the power of creatives across the industry." He invited devs in attendance to, quote, "come and play with the properties Disney owns, which has grown extensively after the company's purchase of 20th Century Fox last year." He did emphasize, like, he named specifically Spider-Man and Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. So that's dope. Nothing much there. Of course, Square Enix is working on the fucking Avengers game. They do a Kingdom Hearts thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think they just want kind of like they're paying attention to Sony. They want third-person action-adventure games.
Yeah,
To no one's surprise, they sell well.
Yeah, true. Which, I'm down for more games like Spider-Man and Fallen Order, so no problem.
Yeah, no, for sure. Now, here is a little tidbit, a little bit of tech news I'm going to get into real quick. So, there was a Taiwan news site, Digitimes, that might have accidentally leaked something. So they were doing it published a report on Apple product assembly lines in the country and products that were slated for 2020 release. AirPods Pro Lite was listed.
Ooh,
Pro Lite. Which a lot of people are shitting on. And they're like, "Oh, you mean AirPods?" And I'm like, no, the ones with the gel tips, like, I get what they're doing. They're going for a cheaper version of them, basically.
Yeah, which I think was, that's what's up, because I'm not trying to pay, $240 for pros?
There was also there was some iMac devices and a new Apple Watch is coming, as well as a new iPad Pro. No news on iPhones because those aren't manufactured in Taiwan. They're manufactured in China. And this was a specific Taiwanese thing. Now, keep in mind, Digitimes does not have the best track record with this shit. So, take that with a grain of salt. But it looks like we might be getting cheaper AirPod Pros, in which case I'll buy them.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I'm not paying... Well, I want to get to something else, too. This one's good. This one's good because it segues into... I'm not paying $250 for these. And no one else has offered up any real... I don't know. Headphones with, like, bravado that I would buy, right? Except there was a Samsung event this week called Unpacked 2020, which it's not butt stuff.
You sound so disappointed in that.
I kind of was. I'm not going to lie. It takes place in San Francisco too. So,
word,
home of butt stuff.
Sure.
A lot of shit was unveiled at Unpacked 2020. Specifically, these Galaxy Buds that have 3 mics in them. They have 1 internal mic and then 2 external mics that pick up ambient noise, so they're able to track it better. Oh. Like, yeah. So, and then they have different settings on them. These really look like AirPod Pro rivals at about $100 cheaper.
Oh, for real?
Yes.
Did they have a release date for them?
They're out now.
They're out now?
They're out now.
Okay,
for
cool.
$150.
And they're called what?
The Buds Plus.
The Buds Plus.
The Buds Plus.
All right, I'll have to check those out when we're done with this because
and not they're just Buds Plus.
No, I know.
Yeah. Okay. That was just kind of segueing. What I do want to talk about though is that the Galaxy Z Flip was unveiled. We talked about the riser a couple podcasts ago, last podcast. I don't fucking remember.
But we talked about it.
It is Galaxy's version of that. Here, let me show it to you.
Oh.
Yeah. Not bad.
No, not at all.
Not bad.
What's the price point for that?
Price point for that is $1,380. So, again, not incredibly terrible. No. Everyone's calling it like super expensive, but I'm like...
I mean, that's a little bit cheaper than the other one, right? Than the riser?
Slightly you're right at the same price. Yeah. But see, the thing is that when you have a lot of phones that are costing this now, people are paying either on most plans it's like $22 for the new iPhone or fucking $30 for something like this. And they're like, yeah, fuck it, I'll go for this. I don't think it's going to sell well. It's got a 6.7 inch screen when you unfold it. Other than that, man, like this is somewhat of a novelty. I don't, like I was thinking about, I don't want a flip phone.
Yeah. No, I already.
No one wants a flip phone.
You know, I already shared my thoughts on flip phones when we had mentioned them before.
But.
So I, of course.
The most interesting thing is the Galaxy S20. Have you seen anything on this?
No, I have not.
All right. The Galaxy S20 is going to come in 3 variants. The S20, S20 Plus, and S20 Ultra. Starting at $999, $1199, and $1399, respectively. The phones come in 3 different size displays. The S20 comes in at 6.2 inches, the S20 Plus, 6.7, and the S20 Ultra, 6.9. That's a 7-inch phone, dude.
That's like a mini tablet.
Yes.
Yeah.
However, this is what I feel is kind of crazy about it. So, the cameras on each of them, the S20 is going to have 3 cameras, and the S20 Plus and Ultra are going to have 4. It's a quad camera thing. Let me just talk about the Ultra, because this is the one that's fucking crazy. The ultra wide is going to be 12 megapixels. The telephoto is going to be 48. There's depth vision, so that's a whole separate thing. Space zoom. Super resolution zoom up to 100 times resolution, or 100 times zoom. Its selfie camera is 40 fucking megapixels, and its wide angle is 108 megapixels.
Holy shit.
Now, here's what's really crazy, is that at this event, mid-event, they turned the cameras and they were like, oh, by the way, we've been streaming this event from these phones.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, and the event looked good. I mean,
yeah.
Samsung's got fucking bomb-ass cameras.
Yeah, no, you imagine with those cameras that shit was fucking beautiful.
Here's what's crazy, though. In my opinion, I don't really understand what they're doing here. So, they're going with all three of these displays run 120 hertz, though you have to drop the basically like the 2K or 4K, whatever resolution, their quad HD resolution, down to 1080p for that. All three support 5G. But do you know what this means? This means that those, when you're doing it at 120 hertz, it's a fucking gaming phone. And you have the option to put game mode on. So you can run at a much higher display, like a 4K or some shit like that. They're fucking, whatever it is they're calling it. Or you can run the higher hertz and you're basically running gaming. Now, remember a little bit ago before Sword and Shield came out when there were leaks?
What do you mean?
There were leaks of the Pokemon and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Nintendo found out who did it.
Oh.
They were not happy.
Oh, damn.
So, according to Forbes, it came from a Portuguese website known as F Nintendo. Not like that. It was just F, like the letter F and then Nintendo for whatever it is. This is the statement that F Nintendo gave. Quote, Nintendo offered us a copy of the game for review purposes with clear embargo guidelines to which we agreed. This copy was then sent to one of our reviewers who leaked the information. Following the investigation, F Nintendo severed its relationship with this reviewer. Now that sounds insanely like Nintendo was like, hey, you have to say this legally, because this is what Nintendo said. These photographs have been posted online, and Nintendo, together with the Pokemon Company, quickly identified the person responsible for these leaks and took immediate action. These Pokemon were leaked by a reviewer for the Portuguese website F Nintendo. These Pokemon were leaked by a reviewer for the Portuguese website F Nintendo, who had received an early copy of the game for review purposes. Both he and F Nintendo failed to handle confidential material, resulting in clear breach of the confidentiality agreement between Nintendo and the media outlet. As a result, Nintendo will no longer work with F Nintendo. Very publicly, we're blacklisting you. Advice? Don't fucking leak shit. You're under embargo. For those who don't know what embargo is, it's basically a game company hands you a game early and says, you can't talk about this game until X date. If you take that copy of the game and agree to that and you leak some shit, not only are you in legal trouble, but you're not going to have a relationship moving forward. So, hey, it's on you.
Don't fuck with the embargo.
Excuse me. I'm dying. No. So, according to a report on Bloomberg, Sony is struggling with PlayStation 5 price due to costly parts. Scarce components have pushed the manufacturing cost for Sony's next PlayStation around $450 per unit, forcing a difficult price-setting decision in its battle with Microsoft, according to people with knowledge of the matter. Now, they go on to state why this is important, so on and so forth. I really do like this example. The PS4 released in 2013 at retail for $399 and was estimated by it was estimated to cost around $381 to manufacture. Now, some people want Sony declined to comment on this Bloomberg article, but apparently some people within the company would like to sell it at a loss because they feel like getting consumers in the doors first and foremost. Other people would like to make a profit immediately, like how they did off of the PS4. Now, here's why, though. It says the company's biggest headache is ensuring a reliable supply of DRAM and NAND flash memory, with both in high demand as smartphone makers gear up for fifth generation devices. Blah, 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 blah. Basically what that means is the RAM is important for, so basically it's the RAM and the SSDs that they're having trouble getting. So remember how reports came out and Sony was like, yeah, we're going to have SSDs. And then there were reports that they were going to be soldered to the board.
Yeah.
Like to make quicker. SSDs are a little more expensive. But I don't know, man. Like they're talking about this is $450. I don't know if they compete at that price point. I think Microsoft releases a less powerful machine like they did with the 360, and they just do the PS3 360 generation all over again.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like if they go with immediate profit.
But that depends on what Microsoft said.
True.
Because who knows if, like, this is just a Sony report. So I thought that was rather interesting. As of yet, there have, and this isn't including if there are more problems in China. Because don't forget, there were reports that Apple may be affected for some of its smartphones. And if smartphone components are the reason why this is costing a little bit more,
then it's just a long chain of cause and effect.
It's a long chain of cause and effect. And now that's all conspiratorial for right now. But nonetheless, I did want to mention that. Kind of close off what we had said previously.
Damn. How much do you think people would be willing to pay for a PS5?
$500, no more. But that's still rough, man. I don't know. I really don't. I'm not 100%. Now, at the DICE Summit in Vegas, there was another thing that was said, and I'm going to pull from two different articles, which kind of just goes to show how divided games media is on this particular thing. Tim Sweeney is Epic's CEO. For those who don't know, they own the Epic Game Store, Unreal Engine, and Fortnite.
Yes.
So they're fucking huge right now.
Oh yeah. They've been fucking shit up for what? A good long while now. How long has Epic been around?
I mean, Unreal alone is fucking huge.
Yeah.
So.
And then Fortnite's what, 3 years now? Roughly?
Yeah, but Unreal has been. Epic has been dominating for a long time. But this dominant only since Fortnite. Now, at the DICE Summit, Tim Sweeney, again, Epic Games CEO, came out and said that platform wars need to end, according to this article on the Washington Post. The platform wars need to end and players must be able to connect with each other easier. Otherwise, the 20s of the 21st century would be, quote, a lost decade, end quote. Sweeney gave the keynote... Oh, Jesus. Repeating myself. He didn't just talk about gaming. So he went on to talk about just the internet in general and like multi-billion-dollar companies. He went on to say, quote, it's a mind virus. This idea that publishers should own the customer or have a monopoly on the customer relationship through some form of login or e-commerce. We need to give up our attempts to each create our own private walled garden and private monopoly and agree to work together and recognize that we're far better off if we connect our systems to grow our social graphs together, end quote. He went on to criticize Facebook and Google, saying, quote, what we have now is a massive scale development of industries that are based on adversarial business models, businesses that profit from doing customers harm and doing their supportive ecosystems harm. Facebook and Google have been leaders in this trend. They give you a service for free and they make you pay for it in the form of currency that's dearer than money, loss of privacy and loss of freedom. So that's pretty insane. It's not typical to see a huge CEO of a multi-billion-dollar company going after these guys who's not running on like some sort of political platform. But then he went on to say, quote, we have to ask ourselves as an industry, what do we want to be when we grow up? Do we want to be Las Vegas or do we want to be worldwide, highly respected creators of entertainment products customers can trust? So he then goes on to get a little more political and says, I think a lot of progress is based around uncomfortable conversations. And when you're pushing forward to do new things, it is uncomfortable. Now, I'm going to end right there with the Washington Post article, and I'm going to go on to an IGN article around the same thing. But the reason I'm sourcing two articles is because they touch on vastly different themes in the same fucking speech. So IGN's article reads, Epic Games boss says all politics should be removed from game companies. Which is not what he said. So I'm going to go on to quote him directly. He talked about political censorship from foreign countries, specifically the Blizz chunk shit that we talked about with Blizzard in the past with censorship on other episodes. And he went on to say, quote, a company is a group of people who get together to accomplish a mission that is larger than what any one person can do. And a company's mission is a holy thing to it, right? Epic's mission is to build great technology and great games, and we count on every employee at Epic. We can even demand every employee at Epic unite behind that mission. But every other matter, we have to respect their personal opinions, and they may differ from management's or each other's or whatever. He also said, quote, the world is really screwed up right now. Right now, our political orientations determine which fast food chicken restaurant you go to, and that's really dumb. There's no reason to drag divisive topics like that into gaming. He then took to Twitter to clarify his points. And his tweet reads, quote, here's one of the key views I shared at DICE. If a game tackles politics as To Kill a Mockingbird did as a novel, it should come from the heart of creatives and not from marketing departments seeking to capitalize on division. Bruno, give me your thoughts.
So I first just want to talk about the fact that I don't appreciate the whole IGN not really just saying what he said at all. Like it just seemed like they kind of through it out the window and didn't really want to acknowledge what he said. But I do for that end bit, I do agree with that, and I like the fact that he mentioned that out of, they have all the people at Epic, they have one goal that they unite behind. But other than that, everything is personal. And I think that's how you have to run any type of business. You should have different types of people so that you have different opinions and different thoughts, especially with creativeness, because then you have ideas that maybe you didn't know before that sound really good or that work really well. And I don't appreciate the take from that article specifically.
What bothers me is that, look, if he would have said that, report on it. But that's not what you're doing. You're taking what he said and you're making it sound like what I assume you heard or what you wanted to hear. Like, it is so astoundingly fucking just the fact that you can't simply report on what someone said is gross negligence of any sort of journalism that I've ever heard of. Like,
yeah, it's kind of just
like it is a
it bothers
bastardized
me.
version of
Yeah.
journalism. To call it that is a fucking joke.
Yeah, there's almost no integrity within that
No,
article as a
no,
whole.
none whatsoever.
And like I don't agree with everything that he said throughout his entire speech.
No,
And you don't have to. You have your own thoughts on it, but you can't take what he says and then mold it into something else entirely that kind of just takes his point that is a really, in my opinion, really good point to throw out there, and that is something that I do think it should be how things should be. But you threw it into a different sense where it's almost like the opposite of that, because you don't want to work is having the people with the different views and different personal beliefs and whatnot. You get more, like I was saying, creativeness with everyone together. But when you say like, don't put politics in games, it kind of just sounds like you want the opposite of that. So it's in a weird way, flipping what he said, almost like almost the exact opposite.
Yeah, no, I feel that. Hey, what's up, you guys? Enzo here, letting you know that today's multi-tap is brought to you by none other than patreon.com/GamesTechMM, where you could head over there and for $0.25 a week, starting at $4 a month, you could throw those coins at our faces, show us a little bit of support. We would appreciate that immensely. You get exclusive benefits over there. You get this podcast 2 days early. You can get Free Ballin', our Patreon exclusive podcast, a week early. And yeah, it's a good time for everyone involved. And if not, we appreciate the support nonetheless. But again, if you did want to show a little bit of extra loving, you could head on over to patreon.com/GamesTechMM. Thanks, you guys. Okay, so here's my thing with it. I think he is correct, because I think a lot of marketing departments specifically do rely on politically divisive opportunities in order to market their shit.
Yeah, 100%.
And it comes off as this holier than thou shit. But it still does come off as marketing. My problem here is games journalism coming off with this holier than thou thing. Like they literally use it to their advantage. And all he was saying is politically either way. It just so happens to be that it's been implemented extensively on the left instead of the right. And I think this is equally applicable if it was used on the right, like politically. It's just not, though. Like, and that's why everyone's taking such huge offense to it, and why they're like, man, I don't even know. It's just really irritating. Like, just fucking do your job.
Yeah.
Just report on it. It was incredibly... It was an incredibly deceptive title, because that's not what he said. That's not what he said.
It's not even close to what he said.
And I agree with him 100%. Like, if that's really what he would have said, I would have been like, dude, games have been political for fucking ever.
Yeah.
Like, they just inherently are political. Typically. Yeah. I mean, like, Mario's not going to be political, but...
No, not...
But, like, games are, you know?
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Yeah,
but there needs to be a creative vision there. There doesn't need to be politics on the marketing side of it. And I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, same.
And I think, honestly, he's not the first dev to speak out about this. Fucking EA's either CFO or CEO said some shit about this not too long ago. All right, so I do want to touch on what he said about creating separate communities, like these monopolies, right? The reason why everything is separate in a capitalist marketplace is because that's how monopolies are created. Is by a bunch of people going, no, we're all going to join together to do this shit. We're all going to, it doesn't seem, it seems incredibly idealistic, but naive. Like, as players, I would love for there to be like really no platform barriers, but I understand that that's necessary in order to kind of like, Sony lights a fire under Microsoft's ass. Microsoft makes better shit that lights a fire under Sony's ass. As Nintendo,
competition
Steam,
makes a better market.
It just does. And, you know, Epic released their Epic Games Store where you can sign on with your Nintendo ID, your Microsoft ID, or your Sony ID. They also had better percentage deals for devs, like percentage of profits. They're way better than what Microsoft, Sony, or Steam offer. They typically take a 30% cut, as to where Epic takes, I think, an 11% if you use Unreal Engine, and slightly higher if you don't. You know what I mean when developing your games. So like, I get it, man. I really do. It sounds like you're for the players. I appreciate it. But the reality of economics is that business model is not only unfeasible in a competitive marketplace in order to deliver superior products, but it is almost horrifyingly a setup to monopoly.
Yeah.
Like, that's back in the day. This is why labor unions were formed. This is why there are labor laws the way that there are. This is why there are monopoly laws the way that there are. Meanwhile, they're already talking about breaking up fucking Disney and so on and so forth. Like, they might be too big. And Google and Facebook, which I don't think they're ever going to do, are fucking, we're not getting into politics here, but it's not going to happen. Like, just FYI, what happened to AT&T or what was it? Bell. It was like AT&T Bell or some shit like that. Whatever fucking huge phone company was the last monopoly breakup. That was it. And they split into like AT&T, Sprint, some other shit. I don't fucking remember. But like, to focus on the point, that is what a lot of these business conglomerates, like Rockefeller, that's what he was known for back in the day. That's why they broke up all his shit. That's why it's because these businesses were going, oh, what, you're making a price shop? We'll make a price shop. Oh, you're raising the price? Well, fuck it. If we all raise the price $20, who are they going to go to? There's no one else. That is the scary idea behind it. That's why I say it's counterintuitive, man. Like, it is really counterproductive, the marketplace that he's looking for. Yet, in the same sense, crossplay and all that shit would be awesome, but like, I would kind of like to keep game companies separate. I believe we need a bunch of ecosystems that can work well with each other, but ultimately that do compete with each other for top dog. That's what gives us better shit, and that's what ensures that we don't have a monopoly on gaming.
Yeah. No, I agree 100%. I think it's incredibly unhealthy for the market to have everyone as one. I think the fact that you do have your separate places to go to, it almost makes it feel a little bit more special in a way, I guess you could argue too, that like you have your thing that you stick with, and then well, it's the whole identity thing, right?
Yeah,
and but also from the market standpoint of, like you said, we make one thing, oh shit, we'll make a better thing, and it keeps going up.
Yeah,
and up.
It's
so
good for the consumer.
It helps us not have just a plateau.
Yes, and I think out of everything he said at the DICE Summit, that was the one that I had the biggest problem with. Was like, you're speaking against your point on monopolies. Like, That was my biggest problem with it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. They keep talking about this politics shit because he mentioned fucking Chick-fil-A without saying them by name. He was definitely referencing Chick-fil-A. And honestly, do or don't eat at that restaurant because of whatever political affiliation they have to this or that. Or like, I completely understand not wanting to give your money to a business that doesn't support a cause that you do. But in the same breath, I completely understand not giving two fucks.
Yeah.
Because, like, ultimately, you like the chicken sandwich. Or you don't. Or you don't feel like supporting it. Or you don't. Like, I want to live in a sphere where, oh, that's cool. You don't. Well, okay, well, I don't really care all that much.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I'd say that with not just that scenario, but like with anything. It's like,
it was really weird how people got about fucking Chick-fil-A. It was really weird how people got about that.
What he said?
No. Just like the whole situation in general.
Oh, okay.
I was like, yeah, well,
Good ass chicken sandwich.
Surprise, a fucking Christian organization. Oh,
Good ass chicken sandwich though.
Yeah, it is pretty. Damn. Should we get Chick-fil-A for lunch?
Yeah.
Let's get Chick-fil-A.
Let's get Chick-fil-A for lunch. We are indifferent, though. Just want to throw that out there.
I'm pretty sure Bruno. No, if anyone's gay, it's probably me.
Yeah.
I might be still. Who knows? 50 and figuring it out.
What, 50% gay or?
No.
Oh, 50 years
50
old.
50 years. Yeah.
Oh. I was like, 50% gay?
I have your grandpa's gaming podcast. No, because if it was, all the sound would be all fucked up. It'd be like this. I'd be in your left ear. Ha ha. But, you know, I know how to do that, so that's whatever. I wonder if that's definitely going to fuck with some people. But no.
Grandpa's in your left ear.
Why'd you say it like that? That was fucking gross, man. I'm going to have nightmares.
We don't need to talk about nightmares. We've already done that.
No. Okay, so for the record, a great grandpa. That's not what the nightmares are about. Because I realized if people listen to Freeballing, they're gonna be like, "This motherfucker's grandpa was terrible." he was good. The one I knew, at least. The other one I didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't really know either. To be fair.
Yeah, but he was dead by the time your other grandfather died. You were like 6. You were young. You never met him. Oh. Yeah, he was okay. He was a fucking old Italian dude. Yeah, he was okay. Yeah, he was just okay.
Meh.
Yeah.
Is that kind of horrible?
What were we talking about?
I don't know.
No, that's not horrible.
Chick-fil-A lunch?
Yeah. That sounds good. But yeah, I would just like for media to be a little more impartial and do a little more reporting. Yeah. If you want to keep op-ed pieces, by all means, go ahead. Like, I like reading them. I like hearing a differing opinion. Genuinely, I really do.
Yeah, once again, it's healthy.
But don't report this shit as news with a political bias spin to it. Because that's horseshit. And I just proved games media will end up dying, and it'll go to YouTube and podcasting and all this other shit, Twitch and so on and so forth, and these old websites and so on and so forth, like, they will die. And the reason is when you look at the Washington Post, it is vastly different than IGN.
Yes, which
the Washington Post focused on the kind of weird, contradictory business things he was talking about. And IGN didn't even mention it.
Yeah. And
not even in their updated article, mind you.
Oh, that was the updated one?
That was the updated one.
I wonder what the original one was then.
It was without the tweet.
Oh.
It was making it seem like it was
so
like
he
was saying no politics in gaming
so
whatsoever.
So it just took out context basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which is weird because you would expect IGN and Washington Post to kind of do the opposite.
You would think.
But this is where we are right now. And
yeah.
It's goddamn awful.
Yeah, it is.
Fucking report.
Ugh, gross.
Properly, at least.
Yeah.
Actually do it.
Yeah, that would require work. I mean,
Good work. At least.
Yeah, like, dude, there that Bloomberg report. So I do also want to talk about this real quick. That Bloomberg report that I was talking about with the PS5
the
pricing.
PlayStation one.
Fucking IGN took almost the entirety of the fucking first paragraph. I didn't even read the rest of the similarities, but they took the first paragraph that it opened with. They changed a couple words.
And it was basically the same thing?
And it was the same thing. And they just went, according to a report initially by Bloomberg. And so naturally, I just clicked on that one.
Yeah.
I was like, what a fucking joke. You switch around 3 words. That's plagiarism, my dude. Like, come on, man. Read the article, read the initial report, write your own findings, whatever. But like, to copy and paste, it literally starts off with the exact same words and everything. Scarce components. And it's like, dude, that's what we do, but we're not passing it off as our article. I'm literally reading an article from a website. Like, I'm not claiming this is my story or no. This is a story by Bloomberg or TechCrunch.
And it's one thing to kind of paraphrase and source your shit, but don't source your shit, but then also just take everything from it.
Yeah. It's, but there's enough shitting on games media going on nowadays. So we're not going to do that right now.
Nope. You have anything else you want to talk about?
I do. With all this tech shit, is the S20 Ultra enough to sway you to Android side?
Probably not.
No, not at all. Not at all. But it's cool.
No.
I want Apple to implement this shit.
For sure. Which, you know.
Because my last Android got fucking hacked.
Yeah, my last Android was
doing some weird stuff with it.
I think my last Android was a Galaxy S7, which...
It was a while ago.
Yeah, it was a long while ago. Damn, it's hard to believe that I've had an iPhone for so long.
Yeah.
I'm just so comfortable with it.
But I might get those Buds Plus.
Yeah, I'm about to look at those Buds whenever we're done. Check them out, see what's what with them.
Look pretty
but
dope.
Also, if these AirPod Pro Lights are an actual thing, then might just look at those instead. Who knows?
Yeah. I still don't see Apple competing with Samsung's price range. I see them going for 200.
The Pro Lights?
Yeah.
So just $40 cheaper?
50, yeah.
You really think they'd go just that much lower?
50 or 60, yeah. It's Apple.
True, but I don't know. I'd like to think they're gonna go a little bit lower for lights.
I know, but we're talking about the same company that releases the same fucking AirPods with the light in a different position, and they said they messed with like some EQ shit. They released the same shit.
Fair.
Like, they were virtually the same fucking product.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much what...
Not saying AirPods are bad. I like the slim form factor and all that shit. Like, it's hard to find in wireless earbuds. But, I don't know. Also...
We'll see, though.
Also, I showed you that Tom Holland, Robert Downey Jr., Back to the Future deepfake.
Yes.
Where
that was awesome.
Tom Holland was Marty McFly.
Yeah.
And Robert Downey Jr. as Doc Martin?
Brown.
Doc Brown.
I hate you.
Who the fuck is Doc Martin? I don't like
Doc
those
Martin
movies.
is shoes. Doc Martin is a shoe company.
Oh.
They're really nice shoes, though. I kind of want some Doc Martens now. They mentioned that. They're really nice.
Huh. Okay. Well, I don't really care for Back to the Future. I think it's a very overrated movie franchise.
And I think that you're wrong, because you also don't like Harry Potter.
But I would really like to see this movie.
Yeah, if that was a legit remake with Tom Holland as Marty and Doc Brown as Robert Downey Jr., I would see it so many times, probably.
Yeah.
Universal does Back to the Future, so
who knows?
Who knows?
Man? Who fucking knows?
That'd be so cool. But the thing is, do you do that movie the same way, 1985 going back to the 50s, or do you do it modern time going back to the 80s, or
going back to the 80s?
Or do you think would they still have to do a DeLorean then? Because what car do they use? Because they use that's like the symbol of the movie of all three is the DeLorean, yeah. So do you use an old DeLorean?
Yikes. Maybe?
Yeah. Do you do the Ghostbusters Afterlife route where it's still in the same universe as the original and it's just later on with the family of the late characters?
I don't know.
Or do you do a complete remake?
I don't know.
That would be cool to see.
I would do a complete remake personally.
I would too. I think that would work better, but people don't always tend to like that, even though it would ideally be better, especially for Back to the Future, I'd say.
Yeah.
Because I don't think continuing in the same universe is worth doing at this point.
Yeah.
But I suppose it's a thing that could be done. But if this movie was ever to be a thing, because once again, this is a video where it's deep fakes.
Yeah. It's a deep fake. Not a lot of views on it, like 50,000.
Huh. Wow.
Yeah. So
You'd think that'd be like a really popular video because, Tom Holland and Robert Downey Jr. are fucking amazing.
Yeah. I completely forgot to get into something because I was about to segue into be like, speaking of which, what have you been watching lately? We forgot to talk about what we've been playing and watching.
Oh yeah, that's usually the first thing we should always try to do. But hey, nice way to cap things off, I suppose, after this intense episode that we have here. Nice way to just calm down and just flutter out.
Everything here is a clusterfuck. We don't.
Yeah, that's
we don't
true
have any
though.
Structure.
No,
at all.
No,
this is really a shoot the shit show.
Yeah,
that's why sometimes I sound like I'm dyslexic reading the news.
Yeah, that's every time you read anything.
Hey, I do pretty good with the Cat in the Hat books now.
Pretty well.
Pretty good.
Pretty well with the Cat in the Hat books.
Pretty good.
Whatever.
Anyways, what have you been playing?
What have I been playing? Well, just got done actually before we were recording. I hopped on the 360, messed with one of my old Skyrim characters.
Oh yeah. No, cool.
And
I thought you were gonna mention another game.
And that was fun.
Skyrim. I was watching you play Skyrim, and I was like, do I want to jump back into this piece of shit? And
the answer is yes.
Yeah, I do.
The answer is always going to be yes, which is why they keep putting that game on every fucking thing.
Dream that a little bit later, probably around 8.
Nice. You gonna do the special edition or the 360 one?
Special.
Yeah.
Yeah, PS4. But I don't know because I'm also supposed to be going to go see Sonic today.
Oh yeah, what time?
I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Because I know I wanted to go see Sonic too, but I don't know if that'll be coinciding with the times.
Probably not. But what else have you been playing?
Other than that, yes, right before I was playing Skyrim, I was playing Lego Harry Potter years 1 through 4. So that's the first Lego Harry Potter game, and that's where I'm going to leave that because I have nothing else to say about that game.
Okay, cool. I'm really glad.
And that's not even for your benefit. I have nothing else to say. It's just playing Lego Harry Potter. There's not much to say. For real.
Yeah.
It's not like a nostalgic game. It's not anything other than what it is.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough.
Other than that, I started Kakarot.
Good, right?
Really good. I just finished the Saiyan Saga. I got done with that in about
I like it.
2 hours. I'm starting the Frieza Saga. That'll be fun. And
yeah.
And then after that, it's what they do: Cell Saga, then Majin Buu, and that's it. Yeah, I think they go up to Majin Buu.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. All I know is I really fuck with Gohan so far. Gohan's always been my favorite Dragon Ball Z character, but I really fuck with Piccolo. With Gohan. Piccolo's pretty dope too. Of course, Goku's good. I think everyone pretty much likes Goku for the most part, but so far my favorite to play as has been Gohan.
How weird is it that the tail fishing thing?
So fucking weird. I didn't know what you. So you had told me about it, and he basically just puts a fucking furry stick up his ass.
Yeah. So it's really is. It's like reminiscent of a butt plug. Like
pretty much. How is this tail sentient?
So to put in how weird it is, this is what happens: is Goku is teaching Gohan how to fish, and he goes, "Well, when you have a tail, you don't need a rod, like a fishing rod.
Yeah.
And he goes, but I lost mine a while ago. So my friend Bulma made me a makeshift tail. And then he takes a tail
Out of somewhere.
I'm just going to say out of his pocket, plugs it into his ass region.
And then gives a little shake.
And it sticks there, gives it a little, ooh.
And then throws it back in the water pretty much.
Like he shakes like that Shaq meme with the cat. That's the shake he gives it.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, and then he throws it back a bit for the water.
It's so weird.
So fucking, why does he do this?
My 10-year-old went, where did he put the tail? And I was like,
where did Snake put the cigarettes?
His
It's all in the
tonsils.
same place. That's a different type of cavity.
Through the anus.
Yeah.
He got to his tonsils through the anus.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah.
But why couldn't they just be like, my friend Bulma made me this really cool fishing rod that, you know.
I don't know. I don't remember a lot of Dragon Ball Z, so I don't remember if that was part of the show.
I don't know either, honestly.
I have no idea. But Kakarot's really fun.
Oh, yeah, so fun.
Yeah.
I can't wait to, because I'm pretty sure you play as Vegeta later in the game, right? Aren't you supposed to? I don't know. I know it's not supposed to be like a huge array of characters, but definitely ones that we're all familiar with. Like, the general audience is familiar with.
Like
Even
Kakarot.
though this game pretty much acts like you've never fucking seen Dragon Ball or have any idea what it is, which is kind of cool, but then there are parts where I'm just like, I know this. I don't need to know it again.
Yeah, but I think it really was for people who didn't.
Oh, no,
didn't
yeah,
watch
and
any
I
of it.
appreciate that. Like, for me personally, I only watch the actual cutscenes. I skip all the other dialogue because there's the fast forward
fair
button.
enough.
Because all I want to see is just the main story, which is why I haven't really been doing a lot of the side missions.
Fair enough.
I'm going to go back and do them because I looked at the platinum and was like, this is pretty easy platinum.
Is it really?
Yeah, there are a few things that might
God
just...
damn it, don't draw me in.
There are a few things that just might just be a lot of grinding, but other than that, I think
Oh,
it's
no,
pretty
never
easy.
mind. Then I'm not even going to go for it. Yeah, I have played a little bit of that. Some more Witcher 2.
How's that been going?
Fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. I should play 3 probably, but
Yeah, you should probably play 3. 3
I
doesn't have
also
the same
want
amount
to
of...
play that 50 fucking gig update that I just did for Call of Duty.
Oh, yeah, Season 2.
Yeah, it was
Rust.
a 149 gig game before.
Yeah. I mean, that was the
Wow.
download for PS4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bigger on like Xbox and
Holy
PC.
shit.
So like,
Sorry, you guys. That is
yeesh, holy
fucked.
fuck.
Yeah.
But I mean, you get
God
Rust.
damn it.
I do want to try Rust though.
I was never a huge fan of Call of Duty, so I don't remember Rust.
Modern Warfare 2 map. It's fun.
I
it's really
never
good.
played.
You like Shipment?
Yeah, like
You'll
that's what Wes said.
Yeah, you'll like Rust.
Other than that, I watched the other day. We watched The Matrix again. That was
Yes, we
fucking
did. That was
amazing.
so good.
Then we watched. I watched Scott Pilgrim versus the World for the first
my
time
like
ever.
5th or 6th time watching that movie. I love the movie. It's your first time.
Yeah,
And
I've never
thoughts?
seen it. It was pretty good. I liked it. It could never be made today.
No, not at all. But
I mean, it's funny. I really like it. I really like that movie, and it was a product of its time. Clearly,
yeah, for sure.
that whole vegan police bit was
That
fucking
was so
amazing.
good.
Chicken parm isn't vegan. It's really good. It's really good.
The cast was really good too.
Yeah, it was. It was almost all the cast. Almost all of them.
Why is that almost all the cast?
There was just a particular. I just I don't really like a particular person in there. Anyways, yeah. So I liked it. It was good.
Yeah, I love that it
good.
was
Fucking
complete-
hate Brie Larson.
complete-
God damn it, I hate Brie Larson so
okay.
goddamn
So you're
much.
just going straight into. I was
Yeah.
just gonna say I love that it's like a shot for shot.
Yeah,
like,
no. It's
for the
really
comic.
cool. I just fucking hate Brie Larson.
Yeah, I know.
She's
That's
a good
why-
actress though. So
Yeah, she's really good. You ever seen Room? Room is good.
Yeah, I think I have actually.
You should watch Room if you haven't though. So good.
I gotta watch Blade Runner.
Yes, that is another movie we have to
Never
watch.
seen
'Cause
Blade
You've never
Runner,
seen Blade Runner,
so,
which
yeah.
is kind of blasphemous for someone who likes Ridley Scott movies.
I know. It's
Yeah.
it's like Gladiator is my favorite. Gladiator and then Interstellar are my 2 favorite movies. I'd probably say.
Yeah.
So, and Interstellar's not.
No, that's
Interstellar-
that's
yeah.
Nolan.
Oh yeah, that was Nolan.
Mm-hmm.
Which Nolan has that like Ridley Scott style, in my opinion, as someone who like doesn't know shit about movies.
Yeah, I'd say that's fair,
I feel the
especially
same
for
sitting
for
down.
Interstellar.
Yeah.
I'd say especially, yeah.
Like I feel like Inception could have came from Ridley Scott as well.
Yeah, I'm just glad it came from Christopher Nolan.
Oh yeah. No,
For
no.
sure.
I'm not.
I
saying
can't wait for his new movie,
Nolan's
Tenet.
Dude, it looks so fucking amazing. I don't understand any of it, but
Yeah,
like I'm
I believe
down.
most people would describe it's Inception, but with time.
Yeah, that's how you described it, right?
Yeah,
That's
so
fucking nuts.
awesome.
I'm so
Can't
down.
wait.
Can't wait. All right. Well,
I think that's it, right?
yeah, that's it.
We haven't. Yeah, actually, because I didn't watch anything else.
No,
We watched
so
pretty much everything
yeah.
together.
You guys, thank you very much for listening. Again, if you want to support, show us a little bit of love, you can head on over to patreon.com/GamesTechMM, where you can get this podcast 2 days early. Tiers start at just $1. And if not, if you could just leave us some likes and good reviews over there on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, whatever. Algorithms are all kind of fucked nowadays for everything. And trying to grow a podcast is a bitch. So, otherwise, you can follow on Twitter and Instagram at GamesTechMM. Bruno doesn't plug his shit because he's a bitch. Also,
but at this point, can you blame me for not with everything that you always say?
No, I can't really blame you for not. Also, you can follow twitch.tv/GamesTechMM, where I may or may not stream sometimes. I don't know.
Maybe Skyrim.
I'm not a streamer,
now,
so
but
I don't want
knows?
to be a streamer. So
Fair.
So that's that. Yeah, over on YouTube, we had 2 Let's Plays go up. I'm going to at least once a week clip some fucking stream something. My goal is to stream once a week, at least. That's a low bar that I can
hopefully
slowly crawl over. But it's a fun time when I do. It's not that. It's just sometimes you don't want to be entertaining when you play games. You just want to play.
Enjoy the experience. Yeah, no, I get it. And that's why I don't want to stream.
Yeah, like I could never... There are certain games that I just couldn't stream.
Yeah.
Kakarot, so fun.
Yeah. I think
that
that's
one's
why,
fun
I think
to stream.
Skyrim would be a good one for you to stream because
Joke the shit out of it.
Yeah.
I love Bethesda though.
Yeah, for sure.
In the meantime, like I said, we do have some YouTube videos that are going live.
The previous
There's
episodes of this podcast.
a piece of content every day that you could get. Also, check out our podcast, Freeballin'. It is up right now, free on both, if I can speak, on both Patreon and YouTube. The way that's going to work for now is it is a Patreon exclusive podcast that goes up every Friday. That's just our more comedy-oriented podcasts about literally nothing. This barely has any parameters. That one has none. So that one's a fucking dumpster fire. But it's a fun dumpster fire. Sometimes
it is.
Throw bottles of alcohol in it.
And just make the fire bigger.
Yeah.
Sometimes the fire gets dark.
Jesus. Yeah. By the way, we started on like a serious topic. Please get through that topic.
For the one that just came out?
Yeah. Both of them start on pretty serious topics. I promise you guys, it's not always going to be like that. Bruno's topics suck.
They do.
Suck dick.
They do.
No, they're pretty good. I like them, but
not a good way to start though.
Not a comedy podcast. Which it's not really a comedy podcast, but that's the closest thing to describe it.
Probably.
But anyways, if you want to check that out, basically patrons get it a week early every Friday, and then the following Friday a new episode comes out, and the old one, the week old episode, goes up on YouTube. So literally none of our content is locked behind a paywall, but that one is a Patreon exclusive podcast. It does not have an RSS feed. You cannot get it on any other thing other than YouTube and Patreon. And it's only on YouTube for people who don't like using Patreon, because there are a few of you out there who don't. But yeah, if honestly, we appreciate all the listens, likes, comments, all that good stuff. We're growing relatively well. I like where we're going. But again, we don't want to lock anything behind a paywall. I think that's fucking nonsense. And we just appreciate the support, period. With that, you guys, we are out. We're gonna go get some goddamn lunch. Some lunch. That's a really weird word to say, like lunch.
I hate that word, honestly. We won't get into that
Luncheon. Luncheon. Is it lunch or luncheon?
For what?
I don't know. Goodbye, you guys.